2 months into the job, I would soon learn about the paranoia of people. It was a quiet evening as I closed the newsstand when the phone rang. I turned the lights back on and grabbed it after the fourth ring. "Baby?" Cindy asked, almost stuttering. "Yes, babe," I answered, concerned. "I had an accident at work. I'm waiting for the doctor to call me in here at the ER. Can you come keep me company? I'm on my way," I said, reaching for the phone itself. "Can you do one more thing for me, please? Name it, and I'll do it. Could you please do the speed limit?" I lied to her and said yes, but soon raced to the hospital. Cindy sat in a chair with a massive red lump covering her forehead and eye. At first, I cringed at the severity of the swelling, but soon took her hand. "How bad does it look?" she asked me. "I love you," I answered, not wanting to get her even more nervous than she was. The nurse called her to the registration desk, and as I helped her sit down, all hell broke loose. It started with a quick glance at Cindy and I. "What happened?" she asked, still staring at us. "I was unloading a supply truck when a 6-pound container of chopped liver fell from the top and hit me," Cindy explained, squeezing my hand tightly. "I understand, madam. Would you like for me to have our social worker speak with you since you're not able to talk at this moment?" the nurse said, pointing her thumb at me. "Are you smoking crack?" Cindy said, upset. "Excuse me? I'm taking precautions, miss. You're also sitting on your brain, too, since this happened at work." The argument was disrupted by someone placing a hand on my shoulder. I glanced up to see a sheriff's badge reflecting in the light. "Sir, could you come with me?" I was asked. I complied and stood up, kissing Cindy on her good side before muttering, "You people are worse than the Gestapo." As I walked away from the desk, the nurse tried to continue her procedure once again by calling the social worker downstairs. I made small talk with the officer and told him my side of the story. He requested someone to speak with Cindy's boss, who verified what happened. Another nurse walked through the doors and approached me cautiously. "Are you Mr. Brower?" she asked, regaining composure. "Yes, I am. How's my wife? Is everything okay?" I asked, getting nervous. "She kicked the social worker out and is refusing treatment until she sees you. Could you follow me, please?" I didn't need to be asked twice and soon ran through the doors. Cindy was sitting on the bed, red as an apple, although I wasn't sure if it was embarrassment or anger. "They called my boss and asked if what I said was the truth," she said, taking my hand again. "I know. They called a second time during our chat," I answered, trying not to laugh at the bigger picture. "I can't believe the nerve of people thinking that you hit me. I mean, the social worker kept asking if you had any anger issues, and when I finally got mad, I told her that she was going to have a different issue if they didn't get you back here," she said under one breath. I was about to explain why it seemed strange to them, but Cindy had already passed out from the medication. The doctor came in and gave the exam before pulling me aside. "She has a contusion from the impact, but luckily she should be okay once the swelling goes down. Can I do anything else for you before we do the sign-off?" he asked. "Yes, could you ask the registration nurse to stop watching Lifetime while at work?" I said sarcastically. The doctor signed the papers and released Cindy into my care. Even as she was waking up from the nap, her temper still was hot. Every time we paused one of the nurses, I'd hear her mumble, "Dumbass," quietly until we reached the parking lot. When we returned home, I filed the papers under the heading, "The Chopped Liver Incident," and finally broke down laughing.
My husband William as a person has his quirks. He can be outspoken about various things, which can get troublesome at times. He has a passion for history if that isn't obvious from the writing. His family tree has famous figures including abolitionist John Brown and a signer of the Declaration of Independence, which is why he blames genetics for being outspoken. The two figures from the past he admires are Thomas Paine and Thomas Jefferson. His family wasn't the kind to follow sports, so when we first started dating, he thought baseball had 4 quarters. I'm mentioning these items because my family is the exact opposite. My sister is a feminist who prefers to be in control of everything and is somewhat of a drama queen, too. Whenever William would drive us around town, he normally had his window rolled down and the outside air blowing, which she hated. So the entire time she'd complain about having a hard time breathing. After different cases of the same result, William lost his temper to a degree, and when she started her ranting, he gave her a small scuba tank that snorkelers use and told her to breathe slow. Another time she was complaining about his choice in music and subsequently changed the radio station while he drove. Although we were close, this is my older sister I'm writing about, so I let her handle the issue her own way, which resulted with William pulling over on the roadside, giving her $1 to catch the city bus before driving off. So she became the first of the family members to tell me I should look for someone better. My mother shared the same sentiment as my sister, and although they argued over other items in regards to the house, etc., William was one matter where they had a mutual agreement. Before we got engaged the first time, he cooked a gourmet dinner for everyone to demonstrate he could take care of me, and then he asked my mom permission to ask my hand in marriage. She complained to me that he was treating me like a piece of property by asking her that question. Once again, from two of the closest family members, I was told I'd be much better with someone else.